the Amiga, and the Raspberry Pi. We've received quite a few comments on the Amiga videos regarding the feasibility of using a Raspberry Pi instead. So today I just want to spend a couple of minutes looking at the differences between these two units so maybe you can make a better decision. First of all, I think we'll just talk about the looks, because the Amiga is a unit. There is a smaller Amiga device which is just the board, so you know, take that into consideration. The design is very faithful to the Amiga look. However, the Raspberry Pi is, you know, completely customizable. There are tons of cases you can buy online. You could make your own. You could even put one in an old Amiga 500 case. Now, with the size of the Amiga, another irritating fact is the fact that the cables come out of 3 different parts. The left side, the right side, and the back. It's a little bit clumsy trying to get it underneath the telly with all these cables coming out in different directions, because the Pi has nearly all of them coming out the same way, so it's much more convenient and much easier to get it linked up. So again, I think the Pi would take it there. Aesthetics are really only one part of it, because the function really is what people are most interested in. Now, the Amiga works out of the box. The second you buy it, it arrives working. You know, it has a copy of Kickstart set up on it, it's all legal, it's licensed, it's above board, and it even includes a few free Amiga games. The Pi, however, can be a bit of a headache. Now, there are loads of guides on YouTube of how to get your Pi up and working, but it requires some time and effort. You know, you'll need to download Kickstart, you'll need to download Amiga, you'll need to get all this stuff all set up. The Amiga's going to take it on that, purely on the basis of it being an Amiga emulator. On the subject of emulation, the Amiga is spot on. I've played, I don't know, maybe 30-40 Amiga games on this, and I've never had any issues. They all load up, they all work fine. However, I've not experienced the same thing with the Raspberry Pi. Your mileage may vary, because I could have just set it up wrong. With regards to Amiga emulation, I'm going to give it to the Amiga. The Amiga will boot up into Android. You can install any number of emulators, you could install Kodi and whatever else you can find on Android, but you'll have to set them all up manually, which is a bit annoying, and obviously this is an area where the Raspberry Pi absolutely trumps it. It's a Raspberry Pi, it's a computer, you can do anything on it. Of course, you can run Kodi on it, you can run Emulation Station, you can emulate any games imaginable, even up to like N64 and PlayStation 1. So absolutely here, outside of Amiga, the Raspberry Pi wins, hands down. So it would seem, by and large, if you were going to buy one device, the smart money would be on buying a Raspberry Pi. So I do agree with the people who've left those comments. If you want a kind of come one, come all solution, then actually yes, the Raspberry Pi is a very smart buy. But there is one area that it can never beat the Amiga in, and that is that little floppy drive on the front. If you want to play original Amiga discs on this device, it's as simple as putting it in and off you go. That really is what this device is for. Now, if you want to play Amiga discs on a Raspberry Pi, well, there just isn't any provision for that. So, there we have it. By all means, check out the rest of my Amiga content and subscribe if you like old computers and stuff like that. Cheers.